So I wanted to run through and show you my travel setup when I have to fly to jobs and I don't have my van. So this is an interview setup with everything I bring. So I generally have 3 kind of rectangle square Pelican cases with the camera gear, and then I've got 2 traps cases which basically have all the grip stands, tripods, etc. And that's what it looks like when we're lighting interviews on travel. In my backpack, which goes on the planes, I obviously have to take all the batteries. So you got to make sure you put tape on the bottom of them when they go through security so they know that something can't touch the terminals and kind of ignite. And it gets a bit painful because when you go through the actual security, I have to take out all these batteries at most airports just so they can have a look. I always take some spare tape in my bag just to have any if the tape comes off. Now on this job, we were going to do an outdoor interview pretty much throughout the middle of the day. So I thought I'd better pack the 2x Scrim diffusion kit. It's Manfrotto. I took a couple extra stands with those and some grip heads just in case. I also wanted to pack the 60D to go with my 300D, but I couldn't fit the bag. So I just took it loose just for safety within the Pelican case. I was trying to figure out what I could best wrap it in without adding any additional weight. So I ended up just taking one jumper to this job because even though it's winter, I was traveling up to central Queensland, so it wasn't crazy cold up that way. Then you get to the joy of trying to make sure you meet the weight guidelines for the airplane. So we have to make sure we are sitting at or below 23 kilos. So it's nice to try and fill each bag to the max without going over. And with these jobs, I never have any spare baggage to take clothing, so I've just got to fit all my clothes just around the Pelican cases. But that's okay because it adds a bit of extra protection for the gear that's in there. Obviously, with the Easy Rig bag, I'm never going to get that to 23 kilos, but it's good just to kind of cushion that out with a few extra clothes just to make sure it's nice and safe as well. To date, I haven't had any issues traveling with the Easy Rig just in the bag, but that is the point of nervousness for me just with such a valuable piece of my equipment in terms of usage on jobs, just being in a soft bag going under the belly of a plane. Once I did that, I rechecked. Yep, got 23 kilos again, so that's perfect. Now the traps case. So this one was just having the 2x Manfrotto Scrim, so that was definitely under 23 kilos. This case had the tripods, light stands, mic boom, so that was pretty much spot on as well. So once I had all those, I just check off my list. I'd like to write a list of everything I'm taking. I'm a bit old school, so I need visual, so I like to physically write it out, not just go off my phone, off a list. Just kind of helps me make sure that I bring everything. My Pelican, it's got the soft padding in there that takes most of my audio and camera and drone in that. I always seem to be able to get that one well and truly under because it's pretty shallow, so you can't actually store too much in it. And then the final case is literally just an empty Pelican, which I put my lens bag in to try and really protect the lenses when traveling. And just I popped a few extra clothes in there just to stop any bounce or any shake with the lenses bouncing around in that bag. Handheld diffusion or bounce is also good as well, so I carry that little fella. I haven't figured out how to actually take a big one to fit it in those Pelican cases. Generally the metal rim doesn't let me fold it again, so trying to work out how to take another handheld large foldable Scrim. Now this is me going through the x-ray, so you got to get all your stuff out. They just have a quick squeeze, make sure there's tape on all of them, and then it's never really any issues. So on these away trips, I like to have a 300 as my key light, and I bring the 60 as either a hair light or a rear light, just depending on the background we've got. So in this particular setting, we were going to be outdoors, but we had to talk the hotel that we stayed in to letting us use a boardroom because it was raining to do this shoot. And I thought with the curtains there that the rear light would be best, kind of giving a bit of shape on that. So all in all, travel jobs are generally quite exhausting because you're always on the go and you don't really get too much downtime, even when you're just sitting in a hotel room in between shoots, it's kind of, you do feel like you're on the go and you're not hanging with your family and just relaxing. So it's not always nice to come home, but travel is part of the job, and it's always good fun and great people you're hanging out with generally. So it's quite enjoyable overall, even though you're super tired by the end. And then when you get home, you just got to go straight back into family mode. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Cheers.